Hello everyone, today it is sunny Saturday, August 9th, 2025. You can see the light is shining through the window. It's on the left, yeah, okay, that's right. And today I'm going to talk about a few different subjects. First is going to be spinal disc compression. What is this? Let's have a look. I found something kind of interesting. I think you'd be like, my goodness. Look at this guy. He says, designed to gently stretch and decompress the spine and joints. Back mobility exercise. Look at this. After this guy lifts his weights, he says, oh, I need to decompress the spine. And this is an interesting subject for me because for someone who has researched the topic of spinal disc compression, when you go visit your doctor and they get, let's say, x-rays and they can see how the vertebrae are touching like this, right? And basically there's no cartilage in between each vertebrae, and that's what causes the pain in the back. And this guy here on the screen is trying to prevent that pain, let's say, of lifting heavy weights, getting the squat bar, putting it up here, and 200, 500 pounds, whatever weight he's lifting, and trying to stretch the vertebrae to allow the nutrients and, let's say, the water to enter into the joint so that way it can rebuild itself. And a lot of people know in today's world that omegas, fish oil, is good for rebuilding cartilage and joints. This is a good thing. When you look at the molecular formula of what an omega-3 or omega-6 is, or omega-9, whichever one, what is in it? And I watched a particular episode from Barbara. She's the naturopath that a lot of people are becoming familiar with. And she described the molecular formula of omegas and what's in oils. And when I saw it, it said, one carbon and maybe oxygen, and then hydrogen, 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 and some more hydrogen. So it was basically a eye-opening thing for me, because I thought, oh, okay, well, this is kind of interesting. I know omegas are good, and it's something that I have historically looked at as a source for nutrients, but I didn't really know what was inside or within the molecular structure of an omega. And when I learned about that, I thought, oh, when a doctor tells you if you are suffering from spinal disc compression, they tell you to drink more water. Okay, so why do you need to drink more water? Well, because if you're not consuming fish oils, that's high in hydrogen, because your body is going to take whatever source you give it. Then it's going to take it from somewhere, and it's going to try to utilize it. But if there's not enough hydrogen that's clean and absorbable, well, then it's something else is going to take its spot. And if it's a heavy metal, such as aluminum, could that change the structure of the cartilage, perhaps? Or aluminum brain cells, because it's cholesterol and oils? Probably. I'm just assuming. Because when people have dementia and they get an MRI done, which MRI's technology is used to look at hydrogen molecules inside an object. And I know this because people have reported this on LinkedIn, doctors say hydrogen is going to look at the atoms when you, if you, let's say you have a banana and you put it in an MRI machine, you can see the inside seeds and structure of the banana without taking the peel off. Well, gee, isn't that interesting? So it's very important to think about these things, because the keys to longevity is not just one particular thing. It's one of the multiple and more multiple things that are going to work together to build your body. And this is what you need. And this is something that I preach all the time. So this video here reminds me of those pieces that are necessary for the body to be strong and prosperous, and to maintain a high level of longevity. Because when the body is on autopilot, it's going to do things automatically. That's how it's programmed. And the tools that we use to help drive that programming or support it are crucial. Which brings me to my next subject. Is, do you suffer from migraines? The reason why I say this, because where I live, and of course here now it's doing something different. I'm just outside of Calgary. I don't live in Calgary anymore. But the pressure in Calgary is going to be the same where I am here standing. You see, the next 72 hours, the pressure is going to go down and go back up. And this is what creates migraines in people, because your body doesn't have the ability to cope with the pressure. And a lot of it has to do with the water that's inside your body and how it formulates blood cells. And if they can't adjust adequately, then you are going to have a migraine. Look what it's been the last 72 hours. Drop down, come up, come up. This is kind of, this staircase type of barometric pressure change is a little unusual. Because normally when I look, it's like this all the time. But this is different slightly. I'm just like, I don't know. Because for it to gradually change, or in steps, over a period of, let's say, 7 days, which 5 days you see here, that your body has an ability to adjust gradually, and then you may not suffer from a migraine. But if it's like this over 3 days, that's going to affect some people. And this is why I'm saying that the water that you choose to drink is going to directly influence how your body will develop the ability to cope with these things, of the stresses. And it's important to stay on top of that, especially if you don't want to be consuming prescription of sorts. I don't know, whatever people take, whether it's, like really strong doses of Tylenol, which is not good for you, because it's basically turning off the pain receptors, which is not solving the problem. It's not solving the root cause of why you're having a headache. So it's important to consider some of the things that you're consuming on a day-to-day basis that is going to influence what you're doing. Which brings me to my next topic, which is water. And this device that you see on screen here is a new product that's being released by LifeWave. And as a distributor, independent distributor. I am one of them. This is interesting for me because it's another option that is available for you out there if you decided to look at this. This product is coming out. Basically, how it works is that you'll take, I don't know, a jug of water, liter, 2 liters. You pour it into the unit, and you press the button, and 45 to 50 minutes later, you get 2 glasses of water that is said to be almost pure of all contaminants. This is an interesting option for those out there who may not have the counter space or a specific faucet like I do for making water. And it's exciting times for people out there because there are things that are coming to the market to help not only you but also me if I choose to invest in this product, the X2O by Lifeway. So this is the preliminary launch that's coming. So do I like this? I do like it. I think it's great because water, in my opinion, is a crucial piece and the glue for establishing the foundation of everything else to develop inside the body. So it's like, if you're going to build a house, you need to pour the concrete first, right? Before you can have the rest of the structure. So the same rules apply to the human body. I believe that water is the crucial piece, the first piece to building that house or building your body. And when you are consistent with that piece, then you are in a position where you are going to win from a longevity standpoint. And then when it comes to competitive nature or sports, let's say, then you're going to be at your most optimal level for that sport, let's say, if that's what you choose to do. I don't compete or participate in any sports. The only sport I do is right there. And I do that for my personal well-being. And I think that it's important for me. And if you choose to participate in my daily activity, by following along, good on you, right? Because it's important. We need to have a trigger to stimulate the muscle to say, I need to change, I need to repair, I need to rebuild. And when you do that, you're providing an environment for your body to activate. Okay? Much like how I talk about activating the lymphatic system with a jump rope. It's another tool in the box. So, and I also do weights and such to stimulate hypertrophy inside the body, and so that way it forces the body to change and to repair and build itself, because it's important. So another option that is available for you as a consumer is also the device that I have chosen to use, and which is the John Ellis machine. It's been now 4 years, and I'm going to show you something which I think is very interesting, because this is something that I experienced when I first started creating the water for me and my family. And this, what I'm going to show you, is before I added a reverse osmosis system to the overall process. And the reason being is because I had to clean the machine that you see on screen, this guy right there, about every 6 weeks, about that, 6 weeks. And the reason being is because the water in my area is quite hard, and hard meaning lots of deposits and such. And so it would build up inside the boiler, and it would reduce its efficiency. And so by adding the reverse osmosis to the process, I basically removed the deposits so that way it doesn't accumulate inside the boiler and maintains a higher level of efficiency when it's processing and changing the water molecule into a 114 degree bond angle. So what I've got here is, these are the deposits that were coming out that I was when I was cleaning the machine. Okay, and I've got a paper towel here so we can use as reference. Hopefully you can see it. I'm just going to tear a piece and grab one of these so you can really see the difference. See the color? I question what's inside the water. I'll grab another piece here. Here, this is one. So you can clearly see now the difference in the color, right? So I asked myself, what's in this? What's in the deposits? Is it microplastics from the vinyl chloride that's within the infrastructure of the water system that's delivering the water? Is vinyl chloride moving along? Is it building up? And does it, because of the machine, this guy right here, when it is heating the water, it does it very fast within 30 seconds. 30 seconds, the water is boiling. That's how fast it runs. And the water gets shaked like this, right? Because when water boils, it bubbles, right? It moves. Temperature is the only thing that really does this to water. And when you take that molecule and you put it into a colder environment by mixing it with incoming cold water, it basically slows the shaking, and the boiler is going to speed it up, and then part of that water exits back into a reservoir and then exits into a coil where it cools down, where it separates from each other. So during that process, it also uses UV lights, so it's part of the device. The light is on the smaller part of the boiler. So this is how the inventor created his machine. So by talking to you about this, I do not make 1 penny. Not a penny. Nothing. Okay? The only money I make is if you decide to buy the water from me, because of my time and the power and the water bill that I have to pay. So I can't give it away for free. If you want it, I can make it for you. And this is why in yesterday's episode, I asked the question, should a blood test or a fitness test dictate what water you should drink? John Ellis says, I think it's the water, largely because he had a fellow by the name of Guy Abraham, who did hundreds of independent studies, blood tests on subjects drinking all types of water, and he says, you change the properties of water to get these results. And Richard, who is in Vancouver, I've actually talked to him. He's an interesting character because he's all about having, fueling the body in the right way to make sure that you are maximizing your longevity. And nutrients, we all know, is important, because without nutrients, your body can't function. Your body also needs to have water. And this is why I'm saying the water that you choose should be the cleanest and most absorbable. Now, whether that's something from John Ellis or such as this here from LifeWave, you make the choice that's best for you in your situation. Because at the end of the day, having the tools combined together are going to give you the results that you're seeking. And this again is one of those tools that I am using. Today is day number 116. So do I feel the benefits from the activation of photobiomodulation inside the body? I can honestly say yes. And the reason why I say this is because I remember how it felt when I exercised 10 years ago, and when I was not using either the water or this, and how long it took for my body to recover, especially when you're lifting weights and doing cardio and you're doing high intensity interval training. Like, I was only spending half an hour, as I am the past 36 episodes, the same kind of time. I've kind of modified a little bit by adding the cards now, just to create a unique type of workout experience. But generally speaking, I still feel that same muscle activation the following, like the pain of activating the muscle the following day. And that is a sign of recovery. The difference that I'm noticing now is that the level of pain has reduced, which in a sense is a good thing, because it's telling me that my body is it's moving, it's working. And because if your body is in a state of not moving and not replenishing and not rebuilding, then it's going to take longer for you to recover. And that recovery period has shrunk now. And I attribute that to just the combination of the different choices. One of the things that I remember was being dizzy when I would do burpees and get up and do box jumps and do a burpee, then a box jump or something like that. Like different types of circuits, and I would feel dizzy. And for me, that was something I was getting more and more concerned about, because when I first started working out over 10 years, I was already in my 40s. So I was in my 30s, sorry, I'm 48 now. 10 years ago, my math is not fast enough, but I fixed that. And so being in my 30s, it was starting to creep up, if you want to call it. And because of that, I started to get a little worried, because obviously I know that we all age. I don't all just accept it. But I don't accept it that easily. I don't. And because it's important for us to be aware of how we should take care of ourselves. And if you are listening to your body, listening meaning paying attention to how it feels. You know when things hurt, you know when you cut yourself, you know when you break your arm or bone, you know it's going to hurt. And you're going to do something about it. But when it doesn't hurt, then you don't. You only do something when it hurts. That is not being proactive, that's being reactive. So it's important to kind of shake that mindset and remember that yes, you're here to you want to enjoy as much as you can, but you should do it in moderation too. So whatever you choose to do, I don't know. But all that I'm saying is don't wait too long to make changes for your body. Because when it's too late, when you're on that cotton sheet in the hospital and